Hi, this is Crystal Young. Today's date is April the 7th, and the person I chose that made a contribution in the history of medicine is Edward Jenner. Edward Jenner was born on May 17th, 1749, in Berkeley, Gloucestershire. He was a son of Reverend Stephen Jenner, Vicar of Berkeley. Edward was orphaned at the age of 5 and lived with his brother. Early on in school, Edward had a strong interest in science and nature that continued throughout his life. At age 13, he was apprenticed to a country surgeon and apothecary in Sudbury. In 1764, Jenner started his apprenticeship with George Hartwick. This is when and where he acquired a great knowledge of medicine and surgery. At 21, he went to London and was a student of John Hunter, who worked at St. George's Hospital in London. Jenner and Hunter's friendship lasted until Hunter's death in 1793. Jenner studied geology and experimented with human blood. He made many observations on birds and hibernation of hedgehogs and collected specimens for John Hunter in London. In 1788, Jenner married his first wife, Catherine, and they had 4 children. In 1810, his eldest son died of tuberculosis, and in 1815, his wife also died of tuberculosis. Jenner's publication in 1798 had 3 parts. In the first part, he presented his view on the origin of cowpox as a disease of horses transmitted to cows. This theory was discredited during Jenner's lifetime. He then presented the hypothesis that infection with cowpox protects against further infection with smallpox. This part held the observations relating to testing the hypothesis. The third part was a long discussion of the discoveries and issues related to the smallpox. This publication of the inquiry received mixed reactions from the medical community. Jenner's work represented the first scientific attempt to control an infectious disease by the deliberate use of vaccination. He did not discover vaccination, but was the person to benefit from scientific status on the procedure and pursue its scientific investigation. It was Jenner's relentless promotion and devoted research of vaccination that changed the way medicine was practiced. Jenner devoted so much time to the cause of the vaccination that his personal affairs suffered. He received grants from the British Parliament, but also found himself subject to attacks and ridicule. Jenner and his family lived in the Chantry House, which became the Jenner Museum in 1985. After a decade of being honored and ridiculed, he withdrew from public life and returned to the practice of country medicine in Berkeley. On January 23, 1823, Jenner visited his last patient, a dying friend. The next day, Jenner was found in his study. He had a massive stroke and died on January 26, 1823. Scientific advances in the 2 centuries since Jenner's first performance of vaccination have proved that he was more right than wrong. All the information gathered for this project was found on www.ncbi.nlminh.gov.